Okay, this is ASMR worthy though. Don't y'all love the sound of that? Is that gross to you? Hello, IGHO DIANA here. Welcome back to another day in the life. Actually, this is more like a week in the life reflection. In today's video, I share snippets of the week that I've just had. As you all know, on Sundays I plan for my week, but on Fridays I actually reflect on the week that I've just had, and I think of ways to improve what is going on in the week. I think about some of my challenges where I may have fallen short, and I think of ways to utilize my self-care systems to have a better week coming up. If you're someone who's an entrepreneur or you provide many different services, you are the person in your family who everybody leans on, it's really important that you have self-care systems, but also that you are reflecting on ways that you can improve on your self-care system. That is the whole point of self-care, is that you are constantly growing and pouring into yourself so that you could be obviously your best self without sacrificing your health, so that you can show up for the people that you love without reaching the point of burnout. Admittedly, even though I'm someone who obviously practices self-care, there are moments where I am overcommitting myself to certain things, and my self-care systems really help me rein in and think of ways to pivot, or ways that I need to outsource some things, or ways that I need to reach out for support and ask people for help, and all of the things that I've talked about multiple times in my videos. This last week was one of those weeks where I definitely overcommitted. For anyone who is going through the same thing or finds themselves in similar situations, I'm going to be pointing out some of the challenges that I had this week, and then some tips to help me overcome those challenges in the next week. The basis of this video is really thinking about ways to change my nighttime routine. So I'm going to share a bit of my nighttime routine. I'm going to share some of the ways that I thought about switching up the ways that I work. I've told you all about the Pomodoro method in my scheduling video. I'm also currently reading a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport, because another thing that I found in my week was that I seem to be working all the time, but not quite getting things accomplished. So I wasn't getting enough done in one Pomodoro sitting, which is 25-minute time slot. I found myself working past my cutoff time for my work, and so I'm exploring new ways to really be focused and get the work that I need to get done free of distraction. The first tip that I want to share with y'all, if you are someone who does a lot of work and you find yourself being busy, try to check the ways that you are working. Are you the type of person who just works until you get stuff done? Maybe that's not something that works out for you. I'm someone who needs breaks in between, and that's one of the reasons why I use the Pomodoro method, because it infuses breaks. So if you are someone who finds yourself, always like glued to the computer for hours on end, and you want to switch that up a little bit, then definitely try the Pomodoro method. The other thing that I want to share with you all is you can also amplify that, making sure that you're actually getting your work done. Some people like to listen to music while they're working. I found that it depends on what I'm listening to. Like if I'm listening to an instrumental, that could work for me. But just making sure that you are free of distraction, making sure that your phone is in the next room on silent and you're not being distracted. There's apps where you can block out social media so that you're not tempted to go check in on them, and so that's another way that you can definitely improve your focus time when you are working on specific tasks. Now, the next thing that I noticed in my week is that the type of procrastination that I find myself challenged with is that there may be some weeks where I overcommit, and I find that when I add too much on my plate, it's so much easier for me to procrastinate, because I think, oh my goodness, I have so much work to do, and it starts to stress me out. But something that my coach always shares with me, minimize my task each day to 3 to 5 things. That's why I've been really enjoying the top 3 method by Earn on Demand. Another thing that my coach has shared with me is making sure that I try to do the one thing that is the most difficult task first. So when I finish that, I will feel a lot more accomplished, but also not looking at it like, oh my goodness, this is going to be so difficult. But if it's something that is a lot, thinking that you can only bite little bits of an elephant at a time, which is a bad analogy for someone who's vegan, but take little bites of the elephant, and before you know it, you'll be done. That'll make you feel less overwhelmed and will most likely lead to you not procrastinating. And then the last thing I want to share with you all, of course, is my nighttime routine. People are definitely great at figuring out what their morning routine is like. I'm definitely a morning person. I can work till late in the night, but I'm also great at, if I need to get something done, I know that I'm gonna wake up earlier. And for me specifically, that means that I'm not getting enough sleep. This week, my focus was to really think about what my nighttime routine looked like. I'm sharing a bit of what I have been doing recently, and of course I'm going to continue to tweak it, but that is definitely something that I am reflecting on this week in ways I could improve that next week. If your days are not structured in the ways that you want them to, your nighttime routine also plays a huge role in that. It's that much easier for you to wake up a little bit earlier and plan your days a little bit better. You will just have a smoother, easier day. Hey y'all, so I'm finally gonna get around to showing you my nighttime routine. I'm not the best at wrapping up my day, and so this is like a test run. I've been trying different ways to kind of get myself to slow down for the day, to stop working. I just worked out, hence this going on my face right now, but I am going to have a class right after this, like a Bible study class, and then I will do my nighttime routine. So stick around and let me know in the comments below what you all do for your nighttime routine. What are some staple things that you absolutely must do in order to prepare yourself for bed? After I shower and brush my teeth, I hop right into my facial routine. Make sure I wash my hands first, and then I use black soap on my face. Same thing I use on my body as well, as I've mentioned in a previous video. So yeah, just making sure that I get all up in my face and rub off all the dirt that I may have missed from my makeup removal wipe, and then give that a quick rinse afterwards. Next, I take that same towel again and I run it under some really, really warm water so that I can do like kind of like a facial mist right here with the damp cloth. It's warm, nice and warm. Face is freshly washed, and now I'm going to spritz my rose water that I made in self-care on the video a while back. I had DIY self-care DIY product video. I'm gonna link it up here for you all to watch that. But yes, I just give myself a very light mist or a lot. And then I take a cotton pad and I just sort of like make sure that I dab it all in there. Face is nice and moisturized, you know. Then I take this is simply almond oil. At nighttime, it's just straight. Actually, daytime is pretty much the same. Sometimes I'll use shea butter, but in the summertime when it's a little bit warmer, especially even at nighttime, I just use a light oil. That is that on that. Then I make sure to put on a lip balm because I don't want no ashy lips in the morning. Next, I try not to put my hair in because it like these locks are still forming, y'all, and some days they just sit a certain type of way and it annoys me, so I try not to overly manipulate them or touch them all the time. So I only put it up when I'm washing my face or I'm showering, so that the locks don't always get wet when I don't really want them to. But at nighttime, I just take my spray bottle. There's usually a couple drops of peppermint essential oil and some rosemary. Just my rosemary, where you at? This is by no means a skincare video, by the way. I just do the bare minimum and it typically works for my face. I actually don't spritz at nighttime, but my hair hair is feeling a little bit drier lately. Really, it's just oil at nighttime. During the day though, because my hair is out, I will spray and then add shea butter to my locks. But I just wanted to get a bit of actual moisture in there. Okay, this is ASMR worthy though. Don't y'all love the sound of that? Is that gross to you? More oil in here, but this is my oil mix for my hair. At this point, I would put my scarf on, but I just want to make sure that my roots air dry a little bit before I put the scarf on, so that, you know, you get that funky smell in your hair. Back when we didn't know how to take care of our hair, and if that is still you, sis, you don't have to live that way. But yeah, that some of that funk comes from us covering up our hair after we have, or while it's not fully dry basically, and so it kind of like gets moldy, that moldy smell type thing. So I mean, yeah, you don't want smelly hair. I use this deodorant at nighttime because this doesn't last very long, to be honest. I didn't want to waste it. And I have my little roll-on perfume situation. I dab a little behind my ear, my arms, and then on my collarbone. And that's it. Like I said, this is definitely not a luxurious routine. I'm still working through what my nighttime routine is going to look like, but I do the bare minimum in terms of like preparing my body. This wasn't much of a, I just want to show how simple my routine was, to be honest. If you have any skincare tips, definitely leave them in the comments below. If you see I'm doing something that's just like, whoa sis, what are you doing? Although so far it's been working out for me. It's all learning. I love to teach what I know, and I love learning what other people know. And so if you have some tips that you want to share with me, definitely leave them in the comments below. Make sure that you like and share this video. I appreciate y'all's support. We are 72 subscribers deep. I would love to see more. Tell your mama, tell your sister, tell your auntie, tell your cousins. Send them this way and let them know to join the tribe. I hope that this video supports you. I hope that you can take something from it. And of course, if you have any tips that you want to share with the community, put them in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you are not already a part of the tribe, all you got to do is subscribe. Pull up a seat. Make sure that you're staying hydrated. And I'll talk to y'all real soon. Peace and love.